I got a solid half container of cottage cheese for anybody who can guess what I'm doing today. Against contrary belief, we are not golfing, we are cultivating. Actually, currently we're outside looking like an idiot, not actually farming because we're holding this camera and talking to you guys. So this field was cultivated, then tine weeded, then cultivated, and all that jazz. So a lot has been done to this field. I don't know why I'm walking away from my tractor. Probably not do that, but it's also been hand weeded, especially in the track rows. The gauge wheels, it's a little bit hard in the track rows this year. They sunk down a lot, so we can't really work them up as much as we would like to. And when we do start working them up, they start to slab and then throw too much dirt on the row of beans and then knock the beans over, and it's just not fun. Anyway, this field, like I said, cleaned up very nice. We are just finishing up with it. I would assume we'll run over this field once or twice, maybe 3 more times, at least with mechanical weeding, probably once more with hand weeding. So this field is far from being done with. When you are row crop cultivating, I mean, with pretty much everything you do, you always want to make sure you have it perfectly lined up with your AB line, centered up, whatever, before you put the implement in the ground. Because if I put this in the ground and I'm 6 inches off, I'm taking out 24 rows of beans really fast. Anyway, back to the task at hand, weed control. We have been doing some type, some form, whether that's blind tine weeding, row crop cultivating, different types of cultivators, not just 3 sweeps. We've been doing that now for a solid month, and I would say this is some of the best looking beans and corn weed wise that I think that I've seen in recent years. Obviously they are not, you know, perfect. There is a little bit of grass in the row, although right now I think these end rows look about perfect. But like I said, we've been doing mechanical weed control and hand weeding now for close to a month, or about 30 days. It's June 16th today. Anyway, yeah, a lot of hours have been put in our tractors this summer with cultivating and stuff like that. I mean, we were running on average probably over 10 guys in weed control things per day. I'm sure Max and Sam will correct me on that if I'm wrong, but it's around that. Running a lot of machinery to keep ahead of these weeds in our fields. One thing I did forget to mention on this field was laser weeded, and I'm sure you've noticed I have not put out a video on that laser weeder yet. I still need to do that. I'm not even going to say I'm going to do it this week, but I'm going to try to do it this week. Hog barns here on South Soper, and I'll be headed to 87.
Sounds good, Thomas.
Look at that absolutely beautiful unit right there. So this field we were about to do was also tine weeded and cultivated and all that other stuff, but it was also hand weeded. You could tell, because you can see all these weeds here in the middle of the row that are all dried up and dead. That's what we like to see. Now the reason for leaving the weeds in the middle of the row instead of just where they picked them out of, well, the sun can kill it off easier because it's just on top and nothing's covering it. Sun will bake it, kill it, and then when we come behind with a cultivator or a tine weeder, we push dirt on top of it then. So once the sun dries out the weeds, we cover it up with the cultivator and really kill it off and set it back. I had to search for a little bit, but right here, this is a buttonweed. So this is a very invasive weed that we deal with here in northwest Iowa. Now, most weeds are not fun to get rid of, but that is why we do so many passes of hand weeding. So in the fall, our beans are nice and big, and the weeds are not. Take that as you will. I would say last week, about midweek, I was averaging about 4 miles an hour, maybe 3.5 miles an hour. Right now I'm going closer to 5, which is really nice, and it really shows you the difference, because I was in this field less than 7 days ago, and I'm doing 2 miles per hour faster on average in this field. So it's crazy how fast things grow, especially weeds, because if weeds didn't grow fast, we wouldn't be doing this. Anyway guys, we're going to do a new segment here called Recent Events or Recent Things Going On in the World. Shout out to all the fathers. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers, and shout out to JJ Spawn for winning the US Open. I know a lot of you guys come to this channel for current events and stuff like that, so there you go. Also, the lunch situation today is not looking very good. I'm not sure how much you guys can see of that fridge, but we have cottage cheese, which is, there's about this much left in that container. And then we have some barbecue sauce, which not really sure what we're gonna do with that. I'm sure we'll figure something out. I'm not too worried about the food situation, although it is already 2 o'clock, so time really flies by when you're having fun. You guys really can't tell now. I mean, it is pretty cloudy out, but early in the morning, probably around 8, 9 o'clock, it rained really hard for like 10-15 minutes. I was rained out for a grand total of 2.5 minutes. I had picked my cultivator up, backed up about 10 feet, and decided we're just gonna keep going. And lo and behold, it did not rain, and it has not rained since that point. So hopefully it just doesn't rain. We've had really good weather this year compared to last year. I know I'm kind of just ranting, but I haven't taken videos in a while. Had some camera issues and some personal issues with being lazy and not taking videos, but we're back in the saddle. Anyway, we've had a lot of good weather this spring, this summer as a whole. I mean, we've had obviously that hail. Actually, I didn't take a video of that. I'm going to throw in a few videos that I took on the GoPro of when it was hailing. You know, I almost started filming on the way up here, like before I left the last field, start another YouTube video, but I was going to be like, well, the weatherman's not going to be right this time, right? No, he hit this one on the nail this time. I don't know if you guys can hear that.
Hailing a lot up there.
That's hail.
Of rain, and it's just straight from the north to the south. And it's only just a 10 minutes gonna say about.
Yeah, like 10 minutes ago, I don't know if you could hear Sam. 10 minutes ago, it was sunny, a little breeze. Then it got really windy really fast, like 40 mile per hour plus winds. Then it started sprinkling, and now it's just, wow.
It's raining really hard and really windy.
Restart. I mean, it didn't rain at all. And it's not a very big cell. It's very, very small on the radar, but it was pretty dark red. So I thought it was gonna just dissipate and not hit us, but yeah, it hit. You know, on the plus side, my tractor's getting washed. So yeah, that was a really fun day. We were out of the field then a grand total of about 6 hours, because some guys that day didn't even get out of the field. I actually just went to a different field about 10 miles away, and it did not rain a drop. So it's crazy how that works. But yeah, back to the weather, the farmer's favorite topic to complain about. We've actually had really good weather this year. I mean, compared to some people in other places in the Americas. Why did I say Americas? Compared to other people, we have had very good luck weather-wise for farming. Not too much rain, but just enough to keep things growing, and not enough rain to be out of the field. I'm not sure if I worded that correctly, but we haven't been rained out really. We've been able to stay on top of the weeds. We've been able to go across, you know, each field probably 3 times, 4 times per week. So that's really good for what we want to do, and obviously the crops tell the story, and I think they look pretty good this year. Some dude on YouTube just said I look like Nathan McKinnon. Not sure you guys know who that is, but he's a hockey player, and I don't really see the resemblance, but to that guy I would say thank you, I guess. Pretty sure that guy makes a lot of money, a lot more than me, so maybe I'll try to play hockey. If this whole YouTube thing doesn't work out in farming. I skated a little bit when I was younger. I really can't get over how good this field of beans look. This is one of the better looking bean fields that I've ever seen. Conventional or organic? There's a conventional bean field here to the south of me. I'm not going to say who it is, and I'm not even going to say where I am right now, so you guys can't figure it out, but our bean field looks comparable to that one, I would say. And once again, that's the goal. If you can make an organic field look like a conventional field at this stage in the growing process, that's where you want to be, I think. Obviously, what matters the most is the end product, and the best we can do is put the corn or the bean in the ground, whatever crop you're planting, and just pray that you have good weather and you can stay in front of everything, and at the end of the year, hopefully make a little bit of money. I'm not sure you guys can really see right now. If I open the window, you'll be able to see a little bit better, but you can kind of see we're ridging it up right next to the row and also throwing a little bit of dirt in the row, which is about perfect. Well, let me rephrase that, because perfect is not attainable unless you're talking about 2011 Jameer Nelson on the Orlando Magic. Yeah, this is working very good. I'm probably going to have a spoonful of cottage cheese and a shot of barbecue sauce for lunch here pretty soon. That guy over there is cheating. Putting all those chemicals on, I tell you what, bet you he goes to the lake every weekend too. That was a joke, people. Just a little friendly banter between farmers. We all respect what each other does. I guess I do. I can't say the same for everyone else, but I think all farmers are good. Maybe not all. Maybe most. I don't know. I think most people are good in the world. I just think people show the bad side of people more than the good side, but I don't know where we're going with that. I will say, anytime I see a picture of a sprayer on social media, I usually comment cheater below it, so maybe I'm part of the problem, and I'll put a hand up. That's probably on me. This stuff right here is morning glory. This is a really big pest that we deal with in our fields. So morning glory is like a vine. I don't know if you guys, some of you guys have probably seen it before or know what it looks like. It's a vine. It's like on the side of buildings, like old buildings. Sometimes you see all those like flowers and vines and stuff. That's morning glory. So as it looks pretty on a side of a wall of a building or something on a fence, it is not very pretty in a field. As you guys can probably guess, and you can see a little bit maybe on that one right there, there's a little bit of morning glory caught on that. So there was a patch of morning glory back there that the hand weeders took out and then laid it in the middle row. Obviously it goes all dried up and dead, but if you don't kill it off early, it just spreads and spreads, and it's really hard to get out of your fields. Soybeans are already a tough enough crop to try to grow. Then you throw in morning glory. Since it's a vine, it just spreads and spreads. So if you don't take it out, like that patch was a pretty small patch, so it's a good thing we took it out quick, because if you don't, it's just going to keep spreading and spreading. And the beans grow fast, weeds grow just as fast, if not faster. I don't know if the camera will quite pick it up yet, but it will as we pass it. In these rows right here, there's more morning glory. So there was another patch right here. And if we watch it go through the cultivator like that, you'll notice that some of it doesn't come out the back as clean, or it either covers it up or drags it along for a little bit. That's why it's really annoying. Now, it's not as a big a deal in a cultivator since there's not as many sweeps or tines going through, but like a tine weeder, if it grabs a big bunch of that and it's tines, it'll just start clumping up and dragging dirt with it and knocking out beans. That's why when you see in a morning glory patch, even if it's not hand weeded and it's just still around the beans, you want to make sure you take it all out pretty good and not snag it somewhere and start, dragging dirt and taking out beans. Definitely took the long way around right there explaining morning glory, but it is it is a tough weed to take care of, obviously, but if you let it get out of control, it's next to impossible to get out of your fields. So that is why we have a big emphasis on hand weeding morning glory and taking it out early when the patches are only 5 by 5 feet instead of 50 by 50. And after I've done the daily acre per hour check, we're getting close to 33 acres done per hour. I'm never really sure, honestly, if the camera picks up that screen or not, so I might have been just showing you guys a blank black screen for the past 3 years, but yeah, 33 acres per hour, burning 5.5 gallons of fuel per hour, so pretty dang good numbers right there. About 0.2 gallons per acre, if you want to get real technical about it. What do you guys even call what that guy's doing? Is it called like side dressing or something? Because he's like dragging those hoses on the road. Kind of crazy. But hey man, he's getting like 5,800 acres done per hour. So really, who's the real winner here, huh?
Maybe my hour real, but it doesn't look like it's.
I'm going to do a little recap, hopefully not longer than 30 seconds, of what we've accomplished and what we've been doing in the past 2 weeks, since I haven't been taking very good videos because I'm not a very good content creator. First thing, we finished up last pass cultivation on our corn. That video I posted, one before this, turns out wasn't the last pass of corn cultivation. Sam did one with the Hinniker, which is a single sweep that really ridges up between the rows of corn. Essentially, it just makes a pretty big ridge. During that time, and during those 2 weeks, went out to Colorado to a field day for the lazy weeders, which was awesome. Great to meet a lot of people that I've either talked to on Instagram or YouTube or TikTok, you know, just met through social media and actually met in person out there in Colorado. So that was really cool. Also, my sister Julio got married, so comment congratulations to Julio and Avery. So yeah, nothing crazy going on, just kind of doing the same thing pretty much every day. On the days that it did rain, we hauled grain. We finished hauling oats, so that was nice from last year's crop. And we're hauling corn pretty steadily now. When we're not in the field cultivating or tine weeding, we are out hauling corn. So keeping busy doing that. So yeah, that's kind of a little recap there for you guys. And we're probably gonna actually call it a video. We've had a lot of footage here in the first couple hours, but it is good to be back behind this camera talking to you guys. I'll throw a few drone videos that I took yesterday after this clip, but thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you're not subscribed. I think we're gonna hit 22,000 probably this month, which is crazy. Anyway, thank you guys for watching as always. You already know. Catch you in the next one.